New York City's, I've brought out the big guns to talk about this. I've been taking attacks from the Kyrie stands on Twitter. So I brought someone out to reason with me on Kyrie. Let's talk about it, New York City. So in life, I think everyone should have that person that they go to when they're tripping. And I've been thinking about some of the things I've been saying about Kyrie. I discuss him too. I discuss him too transactionally. I want a championship. He can help me get it. Let's leave it at that, right? Because I think I do that because some of the things about him as a person, I don't want to talk about. But the recent events has made it where, I've made some Twitter comments and some smart people that I really like and I love talking basketball with, took offense of some of the things I had to say about their hero, Kyrie Irving. Today, I've brought on the person I go to personally to say, am I tripping? So, without further ado, I'm bringing my man, Drew Preem, who is at Drew Preem on Twitter. Yo,
peace.
Peace to the gods.
What's going on?
It's like with all the big decisions I make, I usually come to you, and I'm selling my company and I'm feeling like a sellout, and I call you and I tell you, Primo, I feel like I'm giving up. I feel like I'm betraying my Haitian blood, my revolutionary mind, to sell this company just to do the right thing for my family. And you was like, nigga, sell that shit.
Yeah. We can still talk because, I'm still MSG and you're Barclays, and,
Hey.
we can Hatfield and McCoy this situation, and there's nothing we can't get past. So,
Hey, and that's why I always say, like, I've been harsh to the Knicks fans this off season, only because I feel like there's an awakening that needs to happen. There needs to be a harder push to get Dolan up out of there. I think I look at the Mets fans, which you're also one.
Yes.
And I see how Steve Cohen has rejuvenated them. I think that's what your other orange and blue people need, man. I think y'all need to get homeboy up out of there.
We won't get into that because I think that's a larger topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as somebody who is a businessman and an entrepreneur like yourself, the man has no reason to sell. You know what I'm saying? And I think the trope of his fingerprints all over bad moves, while true, I think he has successfully done it with the Rangers, and that's, like I said, that's a whole nother thing. I think, we'll go. There's a new regime, there's a new front office. Some of these people I have had personal interactions and relationships with back in the day, but it's your time to shine. It's your time to dominate the back covers of the tabloids. So, let's talk about your mercurial point guard and all that he has to offer to the success of your franchise and his unique beliefs, not withheld in all of this. So I'll keep it focused. That's another park bench breakdown as far as ownership, but let's keep it on point with your man right now, Kyrie.
No, you know what? That's and we'll leave the Knickerbockers for another day. But I that's another reason why I wanted to bring you on, because he's not your point guard. I want to end the conversation. I want to end this therapy session basically going, you know what? I've been harsh. Yeah. But I want to anti first take it. I want to make it the opposite of Stephen A. Smith in this joint. Let's listen to what Kyrie has to say, and let's let that guide us through this conversation. Because instead of us trying to guess what's happening behind the scenes, I think that's the most unprofessional part of sports media today is how these cats will guesstimate their whole supposedly insider takes. It's all just guesses. Nobody tells none of these cats on these shows that anything anymore. Like that's their a player's worst nightmare is to be caught slipping by one of these dudes. So I want to look at what Kyrie has said and actually listen and get your take on it as a part of a larger sociological study. Listen to me tripping over my words, but I think it says something about young people, and I think it says something about this generation how they perceive the world. So you down, Drew Preem? We
Yeah, let's sound travel and we'll let knowledge be born. We'll go from there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'm with you. So first, let's play the first thing that kind of let the world know that Kyrie was kind of wacky. He went on Gino Auriemma's podcast a few years ago, and what I think a lot of people don't do is they don't break down what Kyrie says and actually listen to his thought process. And his thought process is basically gonna resemble the thought process of a lot of young people. I have a 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, and the both of them think they know everything because in their palms they have devices that basically reach out into cyberspace and pull back answers at any time that they want. So listen to what Kyrie says here, and I think it's going to say something about how a lot of young people think.
It wasn't to bypass science. It wasn't to have the ultimate intent of starting a rage and honestly be seen as this insane individual. Coach, it was just when I started just seeing common sense things about
you hear what he's saying, common sensing. You peep that, Primo?
Yeah, I mean, it's
he had a name for it and all. When I was common sensing,
I think I'm not torn by Kyrie. I think what's interesting about Kyrie is that America has gotten to be a very anti-intellectual place, and I think the exchange of thoughts and ideas largely as a country has been compromised, and difference of thought is often ridiculed, which keeps a lot of people silent. But I'm also looking at a young man who went to a prestigious American university in Duke for about 8.5 months, if that. Yeah, And, I think he would have been somebody who would have been better served having that college time. I think what happens is that you're seeing a generation of kids who are commodities before, they can even concoct their own belief systems. And They have to do that under the heavy spotlight of, I can't mess up the bag, and I think the only way you're going to get that level of conversation is if there's enough in the bag for them to feel comfortable to start talking again, And I think it's an odd place to be in for a young man. I mean, Kyrie's what? Is he 30 yet? 31?
Nah, he's 20. He's 26, 27.
26, 27. Okay. So wow, that just shows
Don't
you
quote me on
more,
that.
you know? Okay.
I'm based off the contract that he's on. He might be 28, but regardless, he's a young dude. But
Right.
listen to the rest of this.
Just universal truth that I had known, like, and I had questions. About. I don't necessarily know. I won't sit here and say that I know, but when I started actually doing research on my own and figuring out that there is no real picture of Earth, like there's not one picture of Earth, and we haven't.
Not one real picture of Earth. Now I know that a lot of the pictures of the solar system is computer generated. I've
Mhm.
I've I've read that. I've watched Discovery Channel videos of
Right.
NASA talking about how the process in which they shoot these images, but there's actual video footage of the planet Earth. But if you believe it or not believe it, let's Kyrie keep going from there.
Been back to
Okay.
1961 or 1969, and you start, and then it becomes like conspiracy theory, where you start thinking like, okay, let me question this, and the separation code that I can't stand is that because I think one particular way, not saying that.
I don't want to jump to conjecture, but as you listen to this, and Gino Auriemma is obviously hoping that he's come to his senses and would not say that he believes in flat Earth at this point in time. But there's kind of like a thing where Kyrie almost sounds like he's taken aback, like, Coach, why are you laughing at me right now? This is real, what I'm trying to tell you.
It ever applies to me and you, because you understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the way that it would.
Yeah, sorry about that.
In terms of like the separation, and let's completely throw something away, an idea that maybe we may not know if it's true or not, but because he thinks different and he may think that the world is flat, then there's a tirade of comments of like who I am character-wise.
Sure.
So it was like literally.
So this is a theme that I hear a lot from young people. My young people in particular, or their friends when they come over, sitting around the kitchen and talking shit. But I hear this thing where when science can't explain their thought on something, it's an affront to their character. And just a second ago, Kyrie is trying to say, I'm questioning whether the Earth is round or not, and the way I'm going to question it is based off of these internet rumors that I've done Google searches. He says that, and then he basically says something about, I know my character. So he's basically documented his basically what he's doing is he's saying I'm right because I'm a good guy. Let him talk some more.
It was literally the whole intent was just to open up for people to do their own research. That was the only intent. It wasn't to like, okay, let me figure out and go against science. Let me go against what I've been told and what's right and all this stuff. It was just literally with the intent, like just wake up and do your own research for once. Like instead of actually assuming something that's been told for you, because I've been told a lot in terms of my history and it's facts and particular facts, and it's been completely false. So once I started doing that, was the only intent behind all that.
So all those pictures.
So again, it's the sound of like I'm almost insulted by the concept of that I would be questioned. Of course, we're supposed to question whether the Earth is flat or not. Not because airplanes haven't, circumnavigated the planet. Boats, ships have circumnavigated the planet. Mickey Arison, the owner of the Heat, could confirm for him that he used to have cruises that would circumnavigate the planet. This
Right.
these